Hello, everyone. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm great.
So, it's a beautiful day today, and we're here recording um, this audio for our recent hike to Thumb Thumb Peak.
Yes, Tom's Thumb hike.
Tom's Thumb hikes. Yeah.
So you can see here, we're actually doing most of the video we're going to show you is on the way down. But right here, we're hiking up just that last little bit. And up here at the top, we're going to set up, and that's where I film the class for today.
Yeah, I'm approaching the actual location where we lay down the mat, set up the camera, and started to film the class. And actually, a nice anecdote about this. Do you remember what happened there?
Yes, if you go back and you actually take the class, your eyes should be closed, but if you do happen to be curious, toward the end, a couple of ladies were oblivious to our filming and just kind of walked over and started talking and standing right in front of the camera while I'm laying in a pose. So
That was incredible, I think. You know, just like it didn't even, I mean, I was there with the tripod, with the camera on top of it, and it didn't even go through their mind that I was actually filming you. I mean, they just stepped right in front of the camera.
So it's pretty funny, but I decided to go ahead and leave it in. So that's something funny if you want to look at the end of the class there.
You're going to see some booties in there,
yes,
right?
Yes, a couple of ladies with their booties sitting right there in front of the camera.
All right. So what can we say about this beautiful hike? The scenery is really breathtaking, isn't it?
Yes, and it's a gorgeous day. I love the big boulders and rocks. We're going to show you a picture of Tom's Thumb here in just a minute because we did not get a good shot when we were filming. But here it is right here. That's what Tom's Thumb looks like, and it is supposed to be good luck if you do touch the thumb.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I've been touching it quite a few times, I think.
Well, then you have good luck then.
So on an average, this is a medium level kind of hike in terms of the difficulties, isn't it? I mean, it could be whatever way you take it. It could be strenuous if you do not stop and you go up quite on a fast pace. But if you take rest, you know, they're saying about 3 hours round trip you can do it. Of course, you know, for us it was much lower, much less time.
Yeah, it's 4.2 miles round trip from the trailhead up to the thumb and back, and it's about 1,000 feet elevation gain. So it's about 3,848 feet at the top.
So this hike is part of the McDowell-Sonoran Preserve. So it is part of the city of Scottsdale, I believe.
And you can see it from most places in the Scottsdale area in the valley. You can see Tom's Thumb high up in the distance.
Yeah, and so it opened quite recently, actually. In 2012, the trail officially opened. I'm sure there were other people going there prior to that, and I understand there are a lot of areas for climbing, bouldering and climbing. It's you can see those huge boulders are fascinating. Actually, they're made of granite. I understand, and we just discovered, actually, and we haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. You haven't either. But we just discovered by reading about this hike that off trail there are two caves that apparently were formed by some of these boulders falling down and creating these caves. And inside these caves there are people, I don't know who, maybe the city of Scottsdale, they put a stove, a lantern, an additional...
So is it like a setup, or is it actually stuff that people had used at one point?
No, I think it is totally a setup.
Oh, it's just, kind of a little
they're saying
props there to make it more interesting.
the contents were placed as a tribute to the mining industry. And again, it contains an oil stove, table, kerosene lanterns, miner's tools, pretty cool. So maybe next time we
Yeah,
should
we'll have to go look for
try
that.
to find it. The area is also sacred for it's a sacred site for the Havapais tribe. So they probably use it for I don't know, praying or other rituals
Something.
probably. Yeah.
So it is a beautiful hike. This is one of my favorites. It's close by for us, and just the beautiful scenery as you can see here. There's you can see Tom's Thumb up in the distance there. But it is a beautiful hike. There does seem to be quite a few people most of the time. We got a spot here where we don't have anybody, but it is pretty popular.
Unfortunately, every hike nearby
Yeah.
got the surrounding. I mean, especially if you go on a Saturday or Sunday, in the winter and spring, there are a lot of people. You're gonna run into people, so it's hard to find a hike that doesn't have people on. I mean, we try sometimes, but
Yeah,
there
we
are,
tried.
depending on. But this time it was quite good, so you can get lucky. Actually, something I was reading about this is previously it was called the Dork.
The Dork?
Yeah,
Really?
and it was named by local climbers. Then apparently, and this is something I'm just I read off of the internet, as a tribute to this climber named Tom Kreuser. That's how it was named after him. But they all, I mean, there is not much information about the name actually of this. It's hard to find the history, and so
It's better than the Dork.
it's better
I don't
than
know
the
how
Dork.
they
I don't
came
know
up with
where
that
they
one.
came up with that one either. I don't know, but maybe the look of it. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah, so the day was quite beautiful, and again,
Yes.
it's hard to find a cloudy, rainy day here in Phoenix. But
There's a few clouds, but yeah.
there
it's
are,
pretty
but
rare.
overall, the temperature was good, and so it was good hike, good filming, and yeah, and you know, the way back was also nice. Actually, I personally enjoy sometimes more the way back because I'm able to relax more
Yeah, I
versus
agree.
going up, because I'm almost like on a mission going up. I have to get up, I think, which is the wrong way of doing it. You should always look your surrounding and enjoying the beautiful views and natures and all that. But on the way back, sometimes I'm able to relax more and enjoy
I agree.
more. So
Yeah, and when we filmed this, it was a little cooler, so we didn't have to worry as much. But I think we've both seen rattlesnakes on this trail when it's a little warmer, and you have to be careful because they do blend in. So when I saw it, we had gotten a warning from another hiker, and I wouldn't have seen it. It was right in the middle of the trail too, all curled up, but you could barely see it because they blend in so well.
it was on this hike. It wasn't on this
Yeah,
hike.
wasn't this the one where you got afraid toward the evening too?
Yeah, no, that was Sunrise. It's a
Oh.
different hike, but everywhere in Arizona, it's strange because during the first 5 years that or about actually 3.5 years that I stayed here, I never saw a rattlesnake, and I hiked, and I mean, didn't see one. Even if I wanted to, I probably couldn't have found it. But the second time around, since I got back in 2008 and I've been hiking, I have seen so many everywhere, and yeah, and to be honest with you, I'm scared of rattlesnakes. I'm scared because one time, especially, I was hiking at sunset, and I knew I was not gonna make it all the way down by the time the sun would totally go down. So I know that I had to be in the dark for a little bit, and that's when I actually ran in a couple of rattlesnakes, and it was scary because I heard them rattling. I did not know where they were.
Yeah, that's
So
really
I froze.
scary.
And is it behind me? Is it next to me? Is it in front of me? And it kept on rattling. And oh my God, that was not fun. So don't hike without a flashlight if you go at night, that's for sure. and that's actually when they come out to hunt
At dusk. Yeah.
in the dusk. So, but yeah, it's always there, and even if you run, sometimes what if all of a sudden you find one laying down there, and you
can
don't
happen.
have. Oh, anyway, and I heard that the antidote,
The anti-venom.
the anti-venom, it's
Yeah.
quite expensive. I
Yeah.
was reading. So.
Yes, it's very expensive.
But anyway, so I hope you can get a few nice shots here of the panorama. It's pretty much the same, but it's still pretty nice. And you're still at 1,000 feet high when you're up there?
No, well, the trailhead starts at 2,800 feet, and you go up 1,000 feet to the thumb.
So the elevation. So you are at.
So it's not a huge elevation change, but
No,
you
but
know,
considering
it's nice.
everything else is flat around
Yeah.
Phoenix, it is quite, you're still dominating the surroundings. So, and it's tucked away from the city. So to get there, it took us about 15-minute car ride, 20 minutes car ride to get there. And it's definitely off the city limits. So
Yeah, there's nothing around there except a few houses, but mostly it's away from town, so that makes it a little nicer.
Yeah, and so the wildlife is also, I'm sure, richer.
And the other side of the McDowell Mountains actually is a much more popular trailhead, the Gateway Trailhead, which you can get to Tom's Thumb from that side, but it is quite a bit further. And a lot more people go to that trailhead, and there's different trails you can do there. So I prefer the ones that are a little further out and have less people.
So here we are close to the entrance
Trailhead,
or the
yes.
trailheads. So we are heading back, and it blends well with nature. It's not ostentatious and doesn't. They did a pretty decent job, I think, for being a trailhead. So it's fairly nice. It offers basic facilities, so restrooms and water. I think that's it.
No, they don't have water actually.
They don't have a
No,
water
but they've
fountain.
but they've got the nice shade here, and no, it's just a nice. They officially opened the trail, I think, when they got this front entrance done. So it's just a nice little.
Yeah, it was
trail.
a good hike. I
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed learning more about it and maybe looking at part of the trail and the scenery. And I hope that one day you can be here and join us in this hike.
Yes, thank you for joining us, and please make sure to watch and participate in the class that we filmed here at Tom's Thumb.
Namaste.
Namaste.